So there is a grim economic outlook from one of the world's top bankers, J.P. Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon, with this statement today: there are significant headwinds immediately in front of us, stubbornly high inflation leading to higher global interest rates, the war in Ukraine, and the fragile state of oil supply and prices. While we are hoping for the best, we always remain vigilant and are prepared for bad outcomes. Florida Senator Rick Scott, chair of the National Republican Senatorial Committee, joins me now. Like I just said, we should never ignore our problems, and it seems that this administration is doing just that. They're not talking about crime. They're not talking about the immigration problem, but they get mad when we talk about the economy. I'm not really quite sure what the message is from the White House.
Well, they're like a little kid that doesn't want to take responsibility. I mean, Joe Biden and the Democrats have caused this inflation that we've got. It's hurting families. I grew up in a poor family. I watched my mom struggle with inflation. You know, people are fed up with this stuff. They're fed up with a president that doesn't care about gas prices and food prices. They have a president that doesn't care about the crime that's happening. He doesn't worry about it. He's got Secret Service around him all the time, but there's crime rampant around this country. You see it everywhere. People are worried about it. They're worried about their futures. They're worried about the border. He doesn't want to talk about any of these things, and if he does talk about it, he blames it on somebody else. He takes no responsibility. Yeah. It's exactly what you tell your kids they can't do. You have to take responsibility for your problems.
No, I hear you. I mean, I hear my parenting lectures all over the place here. I just wish somebody would parent the president. We heard Larry Kudlow say the middle class is literally getting slammed by inflation and working folks are losing big time. Meantime, the president argues because of his economic plan, the United States is actually in a stronger position. How does he argue that? I mean, how can the president be spinning this into a positive?
He's in la-la land. I mean, this is the guy that has no idea what's actually happening in the real world. Here's a guy that's been dependent on government his whole life. He's never had to build a business. He's never had to take risk. He's never been a poor kid worried about how do you put food on the table. He doesn't have any idea what people are dealing with. And so, I mean, I can tell you, I'm out on the campaign trail. I'm with Herschel Walker today. I was with Dr. Oz yesterday. I can tell you, people are fed up with the Biden agenda. They don't like high gas prices and food prices. They don't like all this crime. I mean, you see, it's all around the country. You see people attacking our law enforcement officers, and you see all this crime. It's people are fed up right now. We're going to have a big win in November because of how bad the Biden administration has done.
Not if you ask President Biden, because he thinks that if Republicans win, inflation's actually going to get worse. I'm not sure how much worse it could possibly get, which is why I believe Democrats and the Democratic Party are so vulnerable right now. Jason Furman, the chairman of the Obama administration's Council of Economic Advisors, said that the median CPI figure is the single biggest threat, and the inflation risk could be even worse than it looks. He tweeted this: overall, the fact that median CPI is growing at an 8% annual rate and has steadily risen is the single biggest threat to my overall expectation that core CPI inflation will be slowing to more like a 4.5 annual rate. Now, I also want to repeat, core, excluding food and energy, that's up 6.6%. That core rate is the biggest rate rise since August of 1982. Where and when is this going to get better?
It's not going to get better until we've got to make sure we drill for more oil and gas. We've got to do it safely. It's the biggest driver of food costs, of every cost out there, is this unbelievable, relentless attack on our fossil fuels. I mean, fossil fuels have given us the economy we have. We are blessed in this country. We have natural resources. We need to use them efficiently and safely. I mean, what these Democrats want to do, they want to take us back and back and back to where we don't have all this opportunities. Who's it hurt? It hurts the poor. It hurts the poor in this country. It hurts the poor across the world, around the world. People in poor countries with these gas prices, they can't afford to take care of their kids.
I want everyone to check out
what they're doing.
I want everyone to check out these op-eds. The New York Post editorial board with this headline: inflation roars on as Biden keeps bragging about his spending that's still fueling it. His spending since taking office, by the way, is around $4 trillion. The Wall Street Journal editorial board with this headline: inflation and the midterm elections, the main legacy of the 117th Congress is a decline in living standards. And here's a look at all that spending with the president in office less than 2 years. Some of those outlays actually overlap, but the total, again, I repeat, around $4 trillion.
Trillion.
I can't even believe the numbers coming out of my mouth.
Yeah, and they want to keep spending more every week. I've been in the Senate for 4 years. Every week, Chuck Schumer has another spending bill that Biden will sign like that, and Democrats go along with it. It's what's hurting our poorest families, our people on fixed income. I mean, look at Social Security. What's going to happen to Social Security when you see? Yeah. I mean, they need this increase, but what's going to happen now to how long it's going to survive? Democrats don't care. They just keep saying, "Oh, the Republicans will do something wrong."
Yeah.
No, you are doing it, Joe Biden. You're hurting the viability of Medicare and Social Security every day with your spending.
Senator, before I let you go, as chair of the NRSC, you are tasked, of course, with winning the majority in the Senate for your party. You only need to flip one seat. Our Fox Power rankings out this week show the Senate as a toss-up right now with 25 days until the election. 4 races hang in the balance. You got Pennsylvania, Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada. How is this going to play out, you think, and which party do you believe should be worried?
Oh, the Democrats are clearly worried. I'm in Georgia. All the Democrats can do now with Herschel Walker is throw a smear campaign against him. They can't talk about any of the issues. He's going to have a great debate tonight. I was just with him a few minutes ago. He's pumped up. He's ready to go. He's going to define who the Democrats are. High crime, lower wages, high inflation. That's who they are. They don't want parents involved in their schools. Open borders. That's exactly what the Democrats have done. They're trying to run away from it. They can't. We're going to get 52+ seats, and we're going to stop this radical left-wing agenda.
Florida Senator Rick Scott, great to see you. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.